You're listening to the Adventure Desk podcast.
So let's get into it. Cesar, thanks for joining this first episode of the Adventure Desk podcast. We've been friends for a long time. We've worked in the industry together. But why don't you kind of explain who you are, what you do for maybe people that aren't aware of Travel Buddies?
Okay, so thanks, Mark, for the invitation. For me, it's a pleasure to contribute with this. My name is Cesar. I'm one of the co-founders of Travel Buddies Peru. It's a local tour operator based here in Lima.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some small operation in Cusco, Puerto Maldonado, in Ica, mainly those cities. No, my history about tourism starts when I was 21 years old. When I moved to the Amazon, the Peruvian Amazon, in Tambopata National Reserve. I was working there for about 3 years as local guide. Then I came back here. I was doing other stuff, and then I started in G Adventures when I met you.
Mm-hmm.
I started as a CEO, that is means Chief Experience Officer. It's mainly like other companies call a tour guide, but they try to empower more the guide with that noun. Then I got the chance to work at the office for G Adventures at the operation side. And in a moment, I decided to entrepreneur my own thing, and that is how Travel Buddies came out. No, so it took me a couple years maybe to launch Travel Buddies because I had to wait for the right partners.
Yeah.
No?
And so you have Travel Buddies you started with a good friend of yours, right?
Yes, start with Pablo Ureta. We met in G Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
We started almost on the same time in the company, so that is how we decide to create Travel Buddies in a moment that we believe it will be the right moment. No, Pablo had similar career. He was more part of the hospitality, and then he turned into Chief Experience Officer in G Adventures. Then he was Operations Manager in Cusco, and then he wanted to come back to Lima.
Right.
That's how we started this crazy idea. And then Hernan, no, Hernan is one of the most important key, because he's in charge of all the marketing. He also checked all the content, and he came with more ideas that side of the business that we didn't know that much.
Right,
no?
Right. And so with Travel Buddies, if you really think of like the time you decided to begin until you actually really started, how much time had you spent kind of thinking about it, dreaming about product and all of those things before getting started?
Since I was in G Adventure, I always want to be involved on the side of the business of creating things, doing new things, try to do no conventional tourism, because I always knew that the market of tourism is moving all the time, and looking for new things, maybe the same places but new way to see the area. No, when I left G Adventures on 2017, if I'm not wrong, took me like some months, and I met Hernan. Hernan is a friend. We were friends since we were 6 years old, and he was the digital manager of Westin Hotel. So he also was to do something for himself. So we decided, okay, let's do something related to marketing in tourism. We created small things. One small company in Cusco hired us, and that is how I discovered that there is a bunch of ideas that you can do with tourism, not just doing that classic things. No?
And so you and Pablo came really from guiding and being kind of the face of the product and the tours you're doing, but you actually also had a key person behind the scenes that brought something that you guys weren't experts in.
Yes, definitely. We didn't know anything about marketing. We didn't know anything how to sell the products. So for that, we tried to find the best person, and that is how Hernan fit perfect. No, the first thing that I did, it was introduce Pablo to Hernan, because they are totally know each other. So since that, they start to get more confident, and we are like 3 friends working on this. Now we have some support from other people, that some of them are home office, so they are the behind the scenes. No?
Okay. And I've seen Travel Buddies, you guys are really taking advantage of the online travel agency platforms. I've seen you in Airbnb Experiences, Get Your Guide, Viator. You're in many different ones. How did that become part of your strategy, or why is that important for Travel Buddies?
That is very interesting because as new business, and the truth is not too much money to invest on advertising, we decide to apply on these platforms.
Mm-hmm.
No? When we create Travel Buddies, we knew it that those platforms charge you an amount of percentage for as commission. No, so everything that we create on Travel Buddies goes around that commission. No, our pricing to be fair.
Right.
No, and it's great because permit us to have like a kind of advertising without invest on advertising. Right. No. At the same time, very few months ago when we started Airbnb Experience that is being launching like nearly 2 years ago, and then arrived in Peru, and we were one of the first there. No, that's why Airbnb gave us a very good position because we had a lot of travelers from there. Then Get Your Guide. It has a lot of things in Lima, but luckily as our product was totally different, that gave us a better position. No. Yeah. Well, with TripAdvisor Experience, that is Viator, is kind of difficult because it's a big competition, but we have a very good position over there too. Mm-hmm. No? Part of the success of Travel Buddies goes because the reviews that we get. No, we knew it that if we get reviews, those things will help us a lot. No, so it's not just being on the platform; it's try to make the travelers make a review. No, yeah. And we always try to focus on that in order to be more popular. I mean, some people know me, but not people outside know me, so they don't know who are Paulo and Cesar. So that's how we try to make people more know about Travel Buddies. No,
and I mean, how did you go about designing your product? Did you have these OTAs in mind first, and then you were trying to look at how you could be different, or were you thinking of your product even before you came into the OTA space?
Well, I knew about the OTAs just few months before I start with Travel Buddies. I always have the idea on mind, but I didn't know how to create the advertising, the tours or the selling. The only thing that I knew before OTAs was publishing something on AdWords, Google, and that's it. No, OTAs give you more chances. The product that we designed was more about to do the similar things that other companies with something else. Yeah. No, for example, how many tours you find go to the historical center, the city tours? Everybody does that. No, so if we create that, but doing street food. No, going to the Chinatown, going to the Central Market, having a churro behind the San Francisco Convent, or wrap up on a pisco sour in Cordano. No, then because something got very popular in Medellin, that is the Comuna 13, we said why we don't do something similar with Callao, no, with Callao Monumental, and we create the very famous Bohemian Colorful, that is one of our most popular tours for us. No, but besides to do just Callao, because if you sell touring Callao, it not be that most popular.
People don't even know
don't know, or when they Google it, they found a lot of crime scenes around the area, because it's like this. We add Barranco, no, because Barranco is a must to see. You know, so every single tour has something that makes let's say popular on the audience in order to get our customers, because most of the people that take the Bohemian Colorful Lima took the tour because says Barranco, no,
right? Or
the night tour that we do is like a kind of pub crawl, but we include a water fountain, no, so people do because they want to do the water fountain, no? So is how the idea came, no?
So you're basically looking at kind of the must-see attractions and then putting your own twist on it that eventually becomes something new and different that nobody else is doing, and they still get to see all of the same places that they wanted to see.
Yes, and this is how Hernan came also on the product creation, because he did a research over the most popular things to do in Lima that some other websites looking or checking on Google Analytics. So according of that, we start to using the keywords for every single tour, no? And that is how sometimes you put Bohemian Lima and then jump out Bohemian Colorful Lima or something like that, no?
And I mean, I think a lot of people, when we look at the online travel agencies, Viator, it seems to be very price focused. We see a lot of people will go in and just try and be the cheapest in the entire market. How do you decide what to charge? How do you come up with pricing? How did you try and disrupt that market?
That is a great question, because when we create this, we put some pricing super high, no? And we were like 1 month without receiving any booking.
Wow.
And that make us think, okay, if we want to be competitive, let's put lower price, make pool services, and then once that get more popular, we increase little by little until the price that we want to get it.
Yeah.
No? And that is how we start. We, at the very beginning, for example, we do a tour that is called Flavors and Tradition, that at the very beginning the price was $65 per person. In a moment when we didn't receive any booking, we put in $35 per person. Now it's $40 per person, no? And that gave us revenue. And now the last weekend we got one day 5 travelers on that and 8 travelers on that. So we got more people doing how is the business at the end. No? We wanted more people traveling rather than just one give us the profit of 8.
Yeah. And so Airbnb has come out with experiences. They've recently entered into adventures, so they're in the tour space now. How has Airbnb specifically helped your business as you've got started with your tours?
In Airbnb, we are really good. We have very well positioned. Every 2 months, 3 months, they gave us a webinar how to improve the content for your experience, how you improve your photos, how you improve the welcome, how to develop better the experience, no? And the most important thing, we have meetings with them once a month with a regional manager. The headquarters in Airbnb is in San Francisco, but the regional manager is in Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. I'm not clear on that. But we make calls, once a month, talking about numbers, if we increase reservation, if we decrease, why is that, too much competition. The thing with Airbnb is that they are receiving everything, and it's not necessary to you be a travel company.
Right.
It could be, if I'm not a travel buddies, I will be Cesar and doing my activity, and it will be published, and if I got sales, it's good, which is good because giving opportunities to people to have a work or doing some extra money. But at the same time, for a companies like us, is challenging,
Right.
Because sometimes those people they charge very low, and because there are not proper guides, or it's a lot of facts around there, But we are always focusing, checking how is the competition doing in order to have an idea how we are doing, what we can improve.
Yeah. The thing that's surprising, I think, for a lot of people is when you start with Airbnb, it's not just a platform. You do actually start getting support from them, and they're really open about giving feedback on how to improve and how you can sell more, how their actual platform responds to different things, right? And so
and actually the pricing, the thing that we have to do with the pricing came because on Airbnb call us and give us the idea, put lower until you get popular. Once you start to get more popular, you increase until the amount that you want to do, because the reviews will tell you.
Because once you have reviews and a certain amount of really good feedback, basically then there's more trust, and you can actually charge more, right? Because if you see 100 or 200 some reviews and they're all very positive, I mean, people are willing to pay a
Yes.
little bit more.
The best advertising that you could have is about the reviews, but at the same time, we are talking about Airbnb. We found also that not all our products are good for Airbnb audience,
And I get that feeling as well that Airbnb is bringing a different kind of traveler than, say, traditional OTAs like a Viator, like a Get Your Guide. They seem to be like the most common traditional means to get passengers and travelers. But it seems to me like, and tell me if I'm wrong, but Airbnb seems to bring a different type of traveler.
Totally.
And how are they different?
They are different because they are not conventional. No, first they don't want to stay on a hotel, but we have some travelers that book through Airbnb, but they stay in hotel. But this is few percentage of them. But let's say the Airbnb traveler is one that want to have the most being touched by the local. If the local is on the street, sit down in one bench, that's what the Airbnb traveler want to have. They want to have the experience, do it by a local, by a friend. That how is like a bit our concept and our idea, and I think that's why we are a bit success. Because we do exactly what Airbnb wants. All of our tours are a bit different. Talking about the ticket average on Airbnb is $45.
Right.
We also have our tour to Ica that charge like $250. We haven't sold anything on there. The other ones are every day we have a reservation.
Yeah. And let's talk a little bit about Get Your Guide, because I think it's a very traditional OTA in the sense of allowing people to buy experiences, but there's a different type of support that you get through Get Your Guide when you get approved, right?
Yep. Yes, definitely. With Get Your Guide, first is kind of different because the description have to be on the way that Get Your Guide want. So sometimes took us more time to fix it up, to make it and what Get Your Guide want.
Right.
That's why with Get Your Guide took us more time to start to generate the volume that we wanted. But for example, we are certified partners of them. It's a badge that we earn because we have a product that is selling a lot with amazing reviews, and also is something that they are looking a lot forward. For example, Get Your Guide, they charge us like 30% of the commission, and not many people want to give that 30% of the commission to them. But when we create, we knew it that will happen. With Get Your Guide, we have meetings with the managers. I got one a couple of weeks ago. They came to Lima. We went in a meeting talking about our product. Within the meetings are more about you are receiving this amount of clicks, your conversion rate is lower than this. You have to get on more and get higher the conversation rate. Not all the platforms give you that that information, and through that information we know how we can improve the content.
And they're experts, right? Like they're reviewing how every user is actually working on their platform, and so they know how people respond to little tweaks and these kind of things that all of a sudden drive new business.
Totally. And for example, we have one product that is just exclusive for Get Your Guide. They request want to have the Instagram tour, and we create the Instagram tour just for Get Your Guide. It's not selling that much, but it's sometimes take like 3-4 months. We just create the last month, so but we already have travelers on that.
Yeah. So I mean, these OTAs obviously they're taking a commission in different amounts, but as you said, it's marketing, right? And in this way, you don't spend until you actually get a sale as well, right? Versus using Google and other means of promoting your business, you don't have to pay anything really up front. How have you seen that convert in like word of mouth? Do you see then new direct bookings come through, or is it generally just new business being generated through the same platforms?
It goes on new business through the platforms. We know that they invest on as much bookings do you have, they invest a bit more. No, that's what they say. No,
right.
For example, Get Your Guide and Airbnb are the ones that talk more with us. I haven't talked with anyone on Viator or TripAdvisor, but we believe a lot on that. And what you say is true. You don't need to invest to be part of, no. Especially for a small business like me, that we didn't have that much funds to invest at the beginning. It works perfect, no. So
you're making a name for yourself.
Yes, of course. We knew that we are going to have a couple months difficult, maybe leading tours without money. But after 1 month, we are going to recover that. No.
And I think your strategy and using these platforms specifically for people that have been guiding or tour leaders for a really long time, and they're looking at something into the future, right? Like if you don't want to be on the road all the time, you want to start your own business, this is a great way to get started. And obviously one of the ways to be very competitive in this space is if you are a guide, part of the fee you're charging is the guiding fee, right? If you're starting your own company and contracting another guide, you have to pay that guide. Whereas you're a guide, Pablo's a guide, so you guys are basically getting paid based on what you're charging. How does that change when you and Pablo both have tours and there's another one? Obviously you're gonna have to start contracting other guides aside from yourselves. How does that change the business for you?
Oh, well, at the very beginning we were like, okay, how much do we need to pay to them? So we had how much the Ago Tour, which is the organization that all the guys are part of.
Kind of a fixed rate for guides
so
in Peru.
we take that, and luckily we start to do it, and the moment that we grew a lot, all the income makes and covers the cost. No, we know a lot that we have to be very carefully with the cost. It's something that we are checking all the time. We are checking how much profit we do month by month, and we know how much profit we do per tour, how much profit we do for a day. So sometimes if we hire a guide for just one traveler, maybe we are not going to cover with that, but in another tour we are doing 3-4 that make us, okay, let's do this one because it's way easier. No?
So you have days where you know you're losing, but you don't want to say no to the business that you're getting, and so it's marketing, right?
For us, we never see that as a losing. We see as an invest.
Of course.
When that happened, we are super confident to get a review, and we try to make review on TripAdvisor, we try to make review over the platform, and try to make the review on Google. So it's an invest. No?
And in the end, you're not giving it away. The actual loss is very minor, right?
For us, it's lost $20 in one day, $30 in one day. At the end, on the bottom line, is nothing.
It's smart. So tell me a little bit about getting started with Travel Buddies. I mean, you and Pablo met Hernan. You got the business started. What is the first things you guys had to do to get started? Was it a website? Was it putting the tours together?
The first thing is try to find a guide who was Hernan to make the website. He designed the website, but he made us a marketing plan for us. No, nowadays marketing is very important. So if you don't invest on that, you are not going to find the compass to take you on the right direction.
So anyone that's really thinking as a guide themselves that they want to do this, they need to have someone that is going to understand these platforms, understand a bit about.
Totally. Pablo didn't know anything about the platforms. I knew it a bit, not that much, but with Hernan we discovered how it works, the platform, how to be part of the platform. He's all the time researching for more platforms to be. And and also we discovered something that we didn't care at all, that is called SEO, SEO,
yeah.
that makes you organic research. Is like very interesting, that part, no? And
Hernan's an expert on that.
Hernan, rather than be an expert, is the mind to think.
Okay.
He had their content developers, the SEO, so that Hernan's thing is like 10 people, but just Camila is helping here. Most of them are home office because we don't have that space to have all of them. So it's interesting because our marketing team is bigger than the operations team, no? But that's for us is the heart of the.
To me, that I find that interesting because I know you and I know Pablo, and you guys have started this business, and you've both been in that tour leader guiding space for a long time. But I think what a lot of people don't see is what's behind, and you have someone who's got some skills that you guys don't, that is critical to this business.
Because even when we create the tours, and he said, okay, create the description, and the description, it was pretty bad, and so he had to reread to get better description and make a description to sell. No, something is make a description of something, and something else is, or something different is make a description to sell, no, or to generate sales. No?
Yeah. And has it been everything you've expected starting Travel Buddies? Has there been a lot of shocking surprises along the way for you?
Well, the shocking surprise was when Sunat came at the end of the last year. We didn't expect that how much money we have to pay.
Sunat, for people that don't know, is basically the IRS, the tax entity here in Peru. And I mean, I think people expect that as they become big businesses, that there's more control and regulation, but you just getting started, you were already getting visited by them.
Yes. So if we want to be a legal company, we have to pay the taxation monthly. We were paying, but at the end of the year, they check how much profit you make on the year, and over that profit, you have to pay additional tax. No, so we didn't know that. So. One day the account came and said, okay, you have to pay like, I don't remember how many thousand to Sunat, and say, okay. So it was interesting, no? Because many people say, oh, how much? I know I don't want to pay it, and then boom, they close you and they put you a penalty, and that is worst, no? So that is interesting. But if we talk, there are more positive things rather than negative things that are happening to us on Travel Buddies. The fact that we are very clear and we know each other make us, you can be very confident, no? And we do what we do with a lot of passion. When we are with the travelers, we don't want to make them feel that we are tired or we are boring. We always try to have a lot of energy, and with the platform, we always try to be on time. We try to not make cancellations. We are like, something that we learned from the adventure is 100% guaranteed departure. So even if this is one booking and seems that we are not going to make money, we do it and it's worth it. No, at the same time, you provide better experience with just one traveler. No, so.
It's almost like a sure thing that you're going to get a great review if you are able to take one person on a trip, because you can even modify it along the way and do something special.
Yes, and it's more personalized, and we are very flexible on that. No, what we want is that travelers know about the history, but doing on your piece. No, it's not the guide's time; it's traveler's time. No, most of the business when we start, or when we started. Told me, do you want to work with this travel agency? Do you want to work? I mean, we want to work with everybody, no? But our business is not goes for, I would like to depend on one travel agency, no? And at the same time, we don't want to depend on the OTAs, no? That the next level is make our own audience, no?
So what's next for you guys? What do you have going on? You're always thinking ahead, right? So
we are with a big project now. We try to cover all Peru with Travel Buddies, but rather than that, we are creating another brand that will be focused more on 15 days experiences, 10 days experiences. no, with some other colleagues that there are in other parts, and they providing the same quality of the experience that we do here in Lima. And at the same time, for travel buddies, we are trying to generating our own audience, no,
Right.
our own direct bookings. We got some this year. With the first one that was direct came as a surprise after 2 months. We didn't expect that, but that means for us that we are on the right way. No, we want to increase the number of direct bookings. OTAs nowadays for us represent 70% of our bookings.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing for us, but if you want to be, let's say, sustainable on this business, you have to make this number lower, no? Because one day what happens is get your wife collapse, or you don't know what is going to
You can't
happen.
just depend on one, and you can't have your whole business
definitely,
depending on
yeah.
one channel. Do you remember your first booking, your first passenger that paid?
Yes, it came. The first traveler came from Airbnb. I don't know what happened with this traveler, but she booked the tour in the morning, but she wanted to do in the afternoon. Because we want to do the tour, we say, okay, let's do in the afternoon, and it was the tour called Flavors and Tradition. No? We took the historical center, and she had a super tour because it was Pablo and myself. No, because Pablo said, okay, let's see how it will works with the dynamic on the group, what we can talk and everything. No, we were very nervous, so it was a food tour, but we ended talking about history and other parts of Peru, and it was really good experience.
Well, man, it's been amazing to follow your business. I'm really wish you all the success on it. Thanks for taking the time to talk. I'll kind of open this to you, if you like. How can people get in touch with you? How can they find you online? Where should they look?
They can check our website, is www.travelbuddiesperu.com, and also we are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So send us a message if you are interested to know more about it, or if you just want to have someone related comes to Peru or Lima, to be fair. We are happy to have them on board.
All right. Well, I wish you continued success. We've been working together so long in the past, but amazing to see that what you and Pablo have done. So hope to have you on the show again, and maybe we get Pablo on next time as well. But thanks for your time.
No, thank you, Matt. Thanks to everyone who gave us a couple minutes to listen this
Great.
nice conversation.